So, Dad, this is where you and Mom lived, what is it, 22 Garfield Street, when you first moved to Franklin. What are your memories of here?
Well, there's many memories. It was only a short time. We lived here for 2 years. And the reason we left, the owners who lived in the left half of the duplex, we lived in the right half. Actually, we lived in the right quarter because Virginia Cataldo lived above us. So we were in the quarter of the whole duplex. But they said they didn't want children. And we already had Kathy, and Tommy was born the April after we moved here, I believe. So we had 2 kids, and we knew that our time was limited. So that's when we moved from here, and then you were born after we moved to Lewis Street. But these were great moments here. I remember it well. I remember this front room was our bedroom, and that's where I studied my physics, so I could... I tried to be 2 days ahead of the students. And I was studying, and your mother would say, "Are you ever going to bed?" I'd be 1 o'clock, and I was still studying my physics right here. And I remember Tommy, we would have a gate, but on the side there's a porch.
Yep.
And Tom would be inside with a gate there, and we had a sandbox out in the back. And honey, I can't remember too many other things. The Submergers lived across the street.
Can you remember my walking over to Dean when you stayed overnight?
Yes.
Mom walking over to Dean?
Yes. I would go on a weekend with a suitcase. I'd have my classes on a Friday, and then at night I would take over and be on what they call dorm duty till Monday morning.
Oh.
And of course, when Monday morning came, I had to do classes. And so I really didn't get back to live here till Monday night after classes were gone and assisting in football.
Mom, did you help Dad when he worked over at Dean on the weekends?
I used to take Kathy and Tom in the carriage, and Kathy maybe sitting in the carriage, and walk over to Dean because it was very close. And I'd go up into the faculty lounge where Dad would meet me, and we'd just stay there and visit for a while.
Okay.
I had visiting privileges.
Okay.
Exactly. That was quite an experience. Quite an experience. I could tell more, but...
You lived and breathed Dean.
Yes.
It was a big part of your life.
I could tell just a little bit more of that.
Go ahead if you want. Yep.
Okay. Just to say, when I was on dorm duty, it was dorm duty for the high school group. The junior college, they were too old to have us do, supervising them.
Yep.
But they'd cut the dean in half with locked doors, and on the half that the high school students were living in, we would do dorm duty, and I'd live there and have a bed and sleep there. But I got to know my students well. 2 of my students, they were great boys. I liked them very much. Wonderful boys. One of them, I think, is one of the best I had my whole career. We would talk at night because I was just supervising. But I'll tell you a story that happened. One night, I heard a siren, and somebody said, "There's a fire." And then I heard somebody else say it's in second floor. Now, that's Dean Hall. I think the original one in 1865 burned down in 72. But that building that we were in, I think, had been there since 1872.
Wow.
And I'm thinking, boy, this tinder, burnable wood. So I rushed to the second floor, and lo and behold, Woody Abbott, who was the Woonsocket call reporter, and Bill Garner, our president, were running up the stairs as I ran there, and we come to this wastebasket, and the wastebasket has got flames and smoke in it. And somebody had set a fire in that wastebasket, or they set it elsewhere and people had put the stuff in the basket. But the end of that story is, a month or two, or a few months later, we read an article, an AP article, that a young man was at the University, I want to say, of Cincinnati. Is in that area. And it said that he had been arrested for arson. And he had come from Dean Junior College, as I remember.
Wow.
And I'm thinking, he must have been the guy that set the fire here at Dean.
Wow.
But we didn't get any further fire because the firemen came, and of course they afraid to death that the whole building was going to go on fire, but it didn't.
Interesting. Very interesting.